Holy cow, it's huge. 40 horsepower.
Oh my God.
2-stroke tiller engine.
That's bow digging.
This is the biggest one you can buy on Amazon. So we're gonna take this engine out of the box, go over it, show you everything about it, and then we're gonna put it on a boat and go test it and see if it actually works the way it should. All right, folks. Ooh, you've seen this intro before, but you have never seen what is in this box. I'm very sure of it. I have been very excited about what is inside here for a while, and I finally got my hands on one. As long as it's what the picture said it was, which, as you know, it's not always the case. This thing got to my house from Amazon in like a week, which is shocking considering what is inside of this box. I have been trying to get a hold of one of these. It's weird how it works because it seems like they're not always for sale. Like they pop up for sale and then boom, they're gone, and then they're there and then they're gone. So when I saw it pop back up on Amazon, I was like, all right, gotta get it right now. It was kind of expensive. This is probably the most expensive thing I bought on Amazon. It was like 3,000 bucks, which is a lot, but I think, oh man, this comes with not only spark plugs and a pull cord, and mounting hardware, which is pretty standard with these, and a spare impeller, but it also comes with a spare head gasket and a spare power head gasket is what I'm guessing that is. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we're gonna find out. Standard issue Chinese fuel line and tool kit. Yeah, would you guess this comes from China? And a fuel tank. Drum roll. Holy cow, it's huge. 40 horsepower, 2-stroke tiller engine from Amazon for $3,000. So half the price of a name brand 4-stroke outboard. I have searched on Amazon up and down for like a year now trying to find like the biggest actual engine. For a long time it was the 18 horsepower Henkai, and then I found the 20 horsepower Yamaha Enduro knockoff was the biggest one that we could get. But now we found the 40. And check it out, dude. I mean, it's huge. It's freaking massive. I guess it's smaller than a 4-stroke, but good Lord. I mean, it's huge. And it is not light. Before we've even taken it out of the box, I've noticed a couple things. First of all, it's definitely like some wear marks on it and scratches already from the box. Also, you can see grinder marks all through the lower. They probably popped it out of the casting and had some burrs and all that, but these are all just things that you wouldn't find on a name brand engine that we find all the time on these Chinese ones, is that the quality just isn't what you would expect from a brand new name brand one. But you also got to consider the fact that this is literally half of the price and it gets delivered to your door in a week. Oh, this one actually has a real metal tag. Some of them just have a sticker. All right, we're gonna try to get this thing out of the box. We gotta figure out something to set it on and then pop the cowling and see what it is. When you buy one of these Chinese motors, it's just a knockoff of another name brand engine. Usually that's like 10 to 15 to 20 year old model. This one though, the cowling, everything, it doesn't look exactly like a knockoff name brand yet. A lot of times once we can get the cowling off, we can kind of figure it out. I'm betting it's either a Tohatsu, or I don't know, what do you think?
A Mercury, like this.
Maybe
sticker.
a Mercury, could be a Mercury. They're made to look like Mercuries, and it's got Mercury stickers.
Well, I think it could be an Enduro.
That would be better.
You think so? Yeah, best case, it's a Yamaha Enduro knockoff, which would be super worth the money. But I don't know, we'll see. I mean, this thing is a hoss, dude. It is a absolute unit of a motor.
And it's pull start too, so good luck.
Oh man. Dude, it is. They didn't have an electric start one. Whew, I wonder if it's got a compression release. These 40s can be gnarly to pull over.
And they do it all the time on those Pongas in Mexico.
Yeah, it's the same little 5-foot tall South American guys that can throw one of these over their shoulder. It ain't us. This motor's so big that we have to create a custom stand.
Well, it's already a stand.
Yeah, but it's too big.
Nowhere.
Try to wrestle this thing out of the box.
Okay?
Yeah. The cowling's coming off.
Cowling is coming off. Oh my goodness.
Alright, set it down. Holy cow.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Well, it's a bruiser. We say 178 pounds, 171. That is significantly heavier than the other ones, which is kind of weird when you think about like a 20 horsepower is less than half of one of these. I'm just surprised at how big the thing is. Like, this is the size of a 64 stroke. I mean, it looks almost the same size as that Yamaha over there, which is pretty wild. Seems pretty standard. It's got Mercury stickers on it. It's got little Teflon bushings. It is grounded, and there is Zerk fittings. That's another thing that we find on some of these, is that they don't have grease fittings or Zerk fittings in a lot of the same spots that a name brand engine would have. They just don't have them at all. It's got a tiller, and this looks very Yamaha-like. Like the way this tiller has a screw that goes in it, and all that looks very Yamaha to me.
Funny because I was originally saying Yamaha, and now I'm saying Mercury.
Yeah.
Really?
Pretty Mercury to me.
Maybe. But kill switch, it's got the tensioner so you can have the throttle not return back when you let it off. Basically cruise control. What's this say? Ensure shift control is in neutral before starting engine. Wow, that's actually in complete English, which is kind of shocking as well. Shifter right there, which is kind of nice. You don't have to reach around the side. Pretty common on engines this big. Choke. We have our fuel hookup, which is the same as all the other Chinese engines, which is the same as Yamaha, I believe. This over here is a block if you were to use this as a remote engine, meaning you have controls and a steering wheel that is separate. But I did not see this offered in a remote. Like, I didn't see they were selling controls or anything. It was just tiller engines. It is pull start, which 40 horsepower is probably the biggest engine you can get as a pull start. A lot of pull start 40s have compression releases. So when you pull on it, it relieves compression inside the cylinder, making it easier to pull. And then like when it retracts or something, it seals it up, makes it easier to start. I don't know if this has that yet. We will find out. It spins pretty easily. It's got some interesting Chinese writing on the side. Not sure what that means.
I like that it says horsepower. They typically don't say horsepower, they say 40. But lets you know.
American horsepower. Very nice. Much good. Trim pins. It's got this switch to tilt the engine up and down. This is for when you're gonna go run this thing up straight onto the beach as fast as you can, like they do in South America on their Pongas. Flip this up and that allows the engine to kick up so you don't blow all your clamp stuff out. Let's get into this thing. I'm curious. The whole inside, typical of things that come from China, are filled with the China dust. This one's plastic. Sometimes they have fiberglass cowlings. This one appears to be plastic, and oddly enough, didn't come with any cracks in it. Usually the cowlings are cracked from the factory. My goodness. Oh, thank goodness, it does have a lifting eye. There is gas in the filter, which is kind of weird. Like, you'd think that they would drain that out to ship it and stuff, but...
Even like name brand ones, they leave it in there.
Really? I mean, inside it looks pretty basic. Like, this looks like basically the most basic looking engine you could have. Here's our head gasket that they gave us a spare of, and down there I can see the power head gasket that they also sent us a spare.
All the gaskets are bright green.
Yeah, looks decent inside. I have not had many 40 horsepower tiller engines because they're expensive and huge. 40 is kind of one of the areas where they seem to jump in price significantly, and it's kind of an oddball to find a 40 horsepower tiller, especially older engines, because a lot of times like the older aluminum boats were small and not designed to carry a 40. When they went to a 40 horsepower rating on a lot of the older boats, they would have remote steering. A lot of times because the 40 horsepower engine on the transom would be so heavy, it would not handle very well with you back there and all the weight in the back of the boat. So they tried to move the weight forward by putting a steering station. It's very greasy. In the engine, it's very, I don't know, Chinesey, if that makes sense. Everything's caked in this weird white grease, but you know, things just are made out of not much. So like this is kind of some wimpy looking plastic. Usually on a name brand engine, this kind of stuff would either be cast aluminum or a heavy duty plastic. And this all seems pretty flimsy. And this kind of looks like a Tupperware container. It's kind of a hodgepodge. But a lot of times with these engines, we can pull the cowling off and be like, boom, it is this is a direct knockoff of this year Mercury or this year Yamaha. And this one definitely looks like a little bit of a hodgepodge of multiple manufacturers.
This whole plate right here is definitely Yamaha. This sensor, Yamaha uses the same color. Pink is for your alarm. Always for an alarm for Yamaha.
Riley's Marine Tech Tip of the Day.
So if your alarm goes off, you just snip that wire.
Look at that, it's even got a manufacturer's serial number in the top of the motor. That's interesting. Sometimes these Chinese ones don't have serial numbers for like anything. This air box is super,
I've never seen
super
that, yeah.
chintzy. I've never seen one like that. But that literally looks like the kind of plastic they make the cheap Chinese everything out of. Super crappy. And there's no filter in there either.
Yeah, there's no filters on any outboards.
Well, I mean, it's carbureted, and that's about it. I mean, it's pretty simple inside. The cowling probably weighs 15 pounds.
It weighs more than the cowling on the 60.
Here we know we have a genuine Hengkai engine. These come with all of them. I should start hanging these up like as trophies. All right, so this is one of my favorite parts about buying these weird things from China, is reading the manual. It just has a picture of the engine, which sort of looks like it, not really. It says 30H. 40H. The tilt lock mechanism is used to prevent the outboard motor from lifting out of the water when in reverse gear. Oh, shockingly good English so far.
That makes sense.
What? That made sense.
They copied the freaking Yamaha manual.
Check the battery is in good condition and fully charged. Check that the battery connections are clean, secure, and covered by insulated covers. The electrical contacts of the battery.
If there was a battery.
Yeah, right. If replacement parts are necessary, use only genuine parts or parts of equivalent design and quality. See, we called them right there. Because if you can't get Hengkai parts, they say use genuine parts of equivalent design and quality. That makes me think that you could probably swap parts from other motors. Imagine buying knockoff Hengkai parts from China. Like the knockoff of the knockoff of the knockoff. Oh wait, here, what's it say? Any parts of inferior quality may malfunction, and the resulting in loss of control could endanger the operator and passengers. Genuine parts and accessories are available from your dealer. At this point, I am the Hengkai dealer because I have the market cornered, and I think I own more Henkais than anybody in the zip code. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bummed out because you can always count on some really good literature when you buy something from China, in particular an outboard. Every other Hengkai I've gotten has been just gibberish in here. So it almost seems too good to be true. I am very curious as to why they felt this was necessary. Just in case. I guess it's because you can't get Hengkai parts. Chinese engines are like bilge pumps. They're either gonna last you 2 days, 2 weeks, or 20 years. It's like there's no in between. They either last forever or not at all. Let me give you guys a comparison. So this is the other motor I bought off Amazon, which I thought was the biggest one. It's a 20 horsepower Honji Enduro, which is an identical replica of a Yamaha Enduro. In my eyes, so far, since we haven't tested this one, this has been the best bang for the buck. This thing was $900 and some, and it's a Yamaha. I mean, it's exactly the same as a Yamaha Enduro, which is actually a motor you can't even get here in the US, and it's awesome. It fires right up, it's got lots of power. I really like it. This is another one that's always disappearing off of Amazon though, oddly enough. Just to give you guys a size comparison between a 20 and a 40, all right? So this thing is just twice the power of this, but look at how much bigger everything else is. The lower units, this thing is 3 times bigger than this one. It's way chunkier, way beefier, and way heavier. And it's only twice the power. This one is way less than half the weight of that one by a lot. But as you can see, there's reasons for that. You can see, it's a lot of very similar stuff
Shafts aren't the same length
on these. This one was supposed to be a long shaft and a different engine, and it showed up and it was this and a short shaft. So that's what I was saying, I wasn't sure what we were getting.
How'd you run it? Was it cavitating the whole time?
It cavitates, yeah, if you mess with the trim. You had to have it trimmed all the way down. You can see. Prop size, way different. Way different. All right, I had to find a drain pan because Riley drills holes in the bottoms of all my drain pans so they don't hold water. But where are the mosquitoes supposed to live, dude? Another thing with these Chinese motors, they never ship with lower unit oil. And a big mistake I see people online making is that they slap them on their boat and go ripping, and there's no oil in the lower unit. So you almost always have to fill them up. This one is really weird though. Every motor I've ever seen, this lower screw and the top screw that we're gonna use are big flatheads. I've never seen one ever that was a regular bolt head. That's definitely kind of weird. Oh, look, here we go. It says, warn, before use, must add gear oil. When the export machine leaves the factory, no added gear oil. They didn't have enough space for warning, I guess, so just warn. And here's another funny thing, all right, that I noticed on the last Chinese motor I got. Everything is off-brand, everything is Chinese, except for the anodes. So outboards have anodes on the bottom, and it's the same way it works on crab pots. It's a sacrificial metal, so if you leave this thing in water, particularly salt water, it's gonna corrode the aluminum and everything that the motor is made out of. But if you put a aluminum or zinc anode on it, then this corrodes instead of the rest of it. And this is a name brand, so it claims Marty Zinc, which is like standard issue American zincs. It's just kind of funny that every single thing is a knockoff, except it's got a very expensive name brand Marty Zinc. Our boy Chris Fix with the extending ratchet once again. The way you do this is you actually fill them from the bottom. It's kind of weird. Put our pan under here. There's probably something in there because I am fully convinced that they fill it in the factory, run it, and then drain it out, and you keep using it. We have this little pump, right? And this little pump's got this thing. This is gonna thread into that hole, and then we're gonna pump it until it starts to come out the top, and that's how you know it's full. So we got some points on the board for Yamaha, a couple points on the board for Mercury, but it seems to be that the most commonly copied motors are Yamahas. Although the Henkai 6, I'm pretty sure is a copy of a Mercury. I'm gonna pull these. Sometimes these are different, okay? And the bottom one will have a little magnet on it that's supposed to pick up any metal shavings so it doesn't get into your gears. But this one I'm noticing has no magnets. Well, there was already a little bit in there. Oh, look at that.
I don't trust that at all.
What? It's coming out. I mean, I touch it and it's...
Let it settle because there's a lot of air in there. That stuff's thick.
Whose fault is that? Somebody was pumping air in that thing for 5 minutes straight.
Yeah.
I've never taken so much care to not void the warranty on a Chinese engine from Amazon. When you do this, not that you'd want to take tech tips from me after that whole ordeal, but put the top one in, and that's gonna allow it to not dump everything out of the bottom when you pull that thing out. Because it will spill some, but that's why you fill it all the way up, is so that you have some tolerance.
Correct, yeah. I've seen people where they lose a little bit doing what you're doing right now, and they pump more oil in there, and they overpressurize it and push oil out the seals, which, I mean, it doesn't mean they broke anything, but they may insist they need the lower rebuilt, resealed.
Well, those are not the same kind of people that are buying half-price Henkais off of Amazon, so I think we're good. I'm the kind of guy that's buying half-price Henkais off of Amazon. Mint. All right, this is the vessel in question. You guys know this boat. This is my 16-foot Alumacraft. I've had it pretty much my whole life for the most part. But this is our test boat for pretty much all the engines we have. It is registered. We do have safety equipment, the whole nine. I know. I see the comments. We have all the stuff. We do now, at least. It's nice because it's just a bare hull, so we can really kind of just see what the engine can do. I mean, with a 10 horsepower, you can push this boat 20 miles an hour, and you can put up to a 40 horsepower on it. Not that that would stop us. I think the best thing is if we both get on either side and kind of can pick it up with these things on the bottom. 1, 2, 3. All right.
That would not be worth getting the bobby out for that.
We have some problems.
With the bolts?
Yeah. My prediction, it's gonna be very fast, very sketch, and we're gonna need some weight in the front. And the motor does look like it sits a little lower than it should, but it'll be all right. It's better than the opposite problem. That's the benefit of Riley being a boat mechanic. He has all the tools all the time in his van. Riley's Marine, give him a call. That was way more painful than it should have been. Oh, I thought it would click. All right, after that being way harder than it had to be, motor's mounted, and it is kind of important, sometimes more convenient, to throw bolts through it than it is just those clamps. Especially on an engine this big and this heavy, those little clamps, they're very sketch, because I have been on boats and you turn the tiller and the engine just yeets itself off the transom. I have done it. Bolts for something this big, we've got the clamps on there too. Gonna get some gas in there and go test it out. So you guys are probably wondering, what do I do after I wrap up crabbing season for the year? I'm kicking it on the white sand beaches, man. I'm just kidding. I really wish I could, but we have about a million different things to do. First of all, the Southern Girl needs hauled, painted, and repaired. The skiff also needs hauled, painted, and repaired. We have about 1,500 crab pots that also need to be repaired, repainted, zinced, and of course, we have the Desperado that I've been working on since we've wrapped up crabbing that I'm trying to get done for the 2026 season. Also, I just started my very own Good As Used merch company, which has been way more work than I could ever imagine. So go to goodasused.com, find yourself something you like, some merch, and help support us in the times where basically we're spending money to do stuff. I appreciate it. This thing's cool. It's freaking so huge. It's a freaking hoss, dude. Ooh. Oh.
How many pulls?
First of all, I'm gonna see how hard it is to pull, but I think it's gonna go on the 4th pull. All right.
Choke on.
Choke is on.
Is the throttle the right spot? I'm gonna get every chance it's got.
3rd pull. All right, so she is running, and it shakes. It's definitely a rattly 2-stroke. It seems to smoke a good bit. Hear it rattling. This thing, it's a little sensitive, and look how much that motor shakes. Safety lanyard.
It don't sound all that smooth.
No, it sounds like it's running on 1 cylinder. Oh my God. Needs a little trim.
Is that bow digging?
That's bow digging. I didn't even get to hit full throttle. I went, and the bow just started to dig, and the whole boat twisted.
I figured that was that bag.
The indicator. All right, so the engine's trimmed so far down that when you give it power, you're pushing the bow into the water. And so it makes it really unstable and squirrely. So it wants to roll the boat over, actually. We're gonna give her a little trim.
Go for 2. Go big or go home.
I like it. We're also gaining water in the boat because it leaks badly. Let me take this opportunity to bail a little bit of this water out real quick. I'm honestly shocked that this John boat has survived everything that we've put it through up until now because she is in hard shape. We need a new one. If you guys have a 16-foot aluminum John boat like this with the high sides, the big one, V-Haul, let me know because I'm in the market. Nice. She is torquey and shaky. Again, you gotta expect it though, right? 40 horsepower 2-stroke, yeah, there's no balance in this thing whatsoever. Oh God. I was trying to move the fuel tank. It is not very good at low speeds, it shakes a lot. It's like VTEC, it's like it kicks in right there. Our indicator is indicating that we are moving. It's wide open. It is ripping. Look at all the water. This is our boat's indicator that indicates that we are in the water. That's pretty fast. It's not as fast as I thought it was gonna be though.
You gotta remember too, if you overpower something, you're not gonna gain any more speed unless you compensate it for the prop.
Yeah, that's true. It's got some torque. It's definitely got some bottom end. Feels like it'd be great for like putting on a barge and pushing things. Oh my God. Oh, you almost went overboard. He wasn't even looking. How you like this thing?
That's nice. That's a 40.
Amazon, baby.
Wow.
We're gonna do a top speed run and try to hold on, and I'm gonna try to show you my phone. For the Hankai 40 horsepower, I think it's pretty cool. It's half the price of a normal one. I don't think it's an awesome motor to put on your boat and take your wife out to cruise around because it is so loud, shaky, and stinky. But I think in maybe commercial fishing settings or industrial settings, it would be just fine. And it's $3 grand. I mean, that is half the price that you would pay for a modern 4-stroke 40 horsepower equivalent. Way too big for this boat. I never thought I'd ever say that. I'm gonna rate it a 7 out of 10.